Welcome to Discovering Lake County. I am your host, David Wolfe, and this is the show where we uncover the stories, businesses, and people that make Lake County an incredible place that we all know and love. With over 30 unique communities, hundreds of businesses, and countless local gems, there's no shortage for inspiring people and places for me to highlight. From the bustling downtowns to the quiet neighborhoods, from local entrepreneurs to dedicated community leaders, we have so much to cover, and I'm here to take you along for the ride. Every episode will be packed with engaging conversations, a touch of humor, and plenty of passion for this amazing county we call home. Sit back, relax, and join me as we discover the stories that make Lake County shine. This is Discovering Lake County. 1 minute, your world is normal. The next, it's gone. A flood, a fire, a crime scene. Your home shattered. Your business shut down. Your life on pause. But in the darkest hour, when chaos knocks at your door, that's when Serve Pro of Northwest Lake County shows up. Not just a company, not just a cleanup crew, but neighbors, parents, coaches, locals who care. Drake and his team aren't just restoring properties. They're restoring peace, restoring dignity, restoring lives. So when your worst day arrives, call the oh no guy who becomes your thank God guy. Serve Pro of Northwest Lake County. Locally owned, nationally known, unshakably trusted. From devastation to restoration. Serve Pro, Northwest Lake County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Lake County. We appreciate everybody listening in. Today I am in Mundelein at what do we call it? The original Sundance Saloon? Is that what we call it?
Just the Sundance Saloon.
Sundance.
But it is the original.
It is, good. And I'm with Bobby Carlson. How are you today, buddy?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Okay, so fun fact, Bobby and I went to high school together before you got kicked out of Carmel.
I don't know if I put it that way. It was a mutual separation.
It was a mutual separation.
We could talk about what really happened.
You didn't actually get kicked out.
I didn't.
No. See, you left on your own will.
My dad pulled me out.
Did he?
He did.
All right.
For protecting the honor of a female student.
Well, you know what? It's funny that there were some strict rules back then. We couldn't get away with stuff back then, but hats off to your dad for taking you off. And then you went to Lake Zurich?
Lake Zurich High School.
Nice.
Yes, senior year.
All right. So we have some history anyway.
Yes.
So
grade school.
Oh, yes.
You forget grade school.
Yeah, he used to kick my ass around everywhere. Yes, as I was St. Gilbert and you were...
St. Francis.
St. Francis, yes. So there's our history.
Amen.
Okay, so from going to high school with you and then turning around, because I used to hang out here at Sundance like long before you owned it, and then things changed. So I want to know, how does Bobby Carlson get in the bar business, and at that time the country bar business, because you don't strike me as a country bumpkin kind of guy.
Yeah, so I mean, the term country bumpkin is probably doesn't apply to me, but I've always enjoyed country music, much like a lot of the public was introduced to it when Garth
90s
got his popularity. Maybe even the mid to late 80s. So I've always enjoyed it. But ironically, the way I got involved in this place, it was named the Loaded Buffalo back in 2015.
Okay.
My younger brother had been involved over here operating the food side of the business for the current owners of the nightclub.
Oh, yeah?
It was called Mavericks at the time. And Mavericks, ironically enough, the woman who started Mavericks is the same woman who started Sundance Saloon in the early 80s. She came back and restarted it after Sundance moved out to Waukegan, and for whatever reason didn't make it, whatever the reasons may be. So it was sold out there to who I don't know. It's now currently Lakehurst Event Center. Sundance out there doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But in 2017, we brought the name back to this location. I kind of skipped over a piece, though. So in 2015, my younger brother was involved here in the food side of the business, and somehow, some way, some things took place, and he got an opportunity to buy the business. There's some details there, but I don't think they're important. But he called me up once he got the opportunity and asked me if I was interested. So we came in and evaluated it numerous evenings. He and I bought it together in 2015.
That's awesome.
We did.
Did you have I don't know what you were doing for a living then. Did you have back bar restaurant experience?
I did. I had my own place, a little shotgun bar down in Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Through college and all different odd jobs. I mean, I've waited tables, I've bartended, I've bounced, I've worked every position in a bar or nightclub. Just never really owned one except for that little place in Southern Illinois. This was probably 2003-04 time frame. I had a little place down there before we moved back here to what I call civilization. So
right.
I lived down in Southern Illinois for 6 years.
What town?
The town was Metropolis, Illinois, right outside of Metropolis, Illinois. It's kind of unincorporated. And while I was there, I wasn't the biggest fan of the environment, but years later, looking back, I loved it. I loved the open country, no neighbors 5 feet away from you. There was a lot of good to it as well, and it wouldn't be a big deal for me to go, hopefully someday, go buy another 100 acres and build a house right out in the middle of nowhere by myself.
Things can move a little bit slower there too.
For sure. And at the time when I was younger, I didn't care for that.
No.
But now that I'm getting older, I very much think that would be my speed. So, yeah.
Okay, so when you and your brother buy it, was the plan to be country, or did you have an idea of other things that you wanted to do?
So I think at the time they were attempting to do some live music. Don't think they did it very well. So as I got involved, I had a very shallow learning curve. And just had to kind of figure out what worked and what didn't. And we were kind of blessed with a built-in country crowd that had been built by other owners. And there are thousands of people that knew the name Sundance Saloon. So, we were never going to abandon country. Not 100%. We never let go of Country Wednesdays, which is still the biggest country night in Chicagoland. Bar none. I mean, do other places have a large crowd in a one-off situation? Yes. But on a regular basis for 40 plus years, nobody does what we do. And Country Fridays are back as well. So as a result of Country Wednesdays just going bonkers. So to answer your question, no, we never really abandoned live music. I just kind of turned it up a notch.
That's for
and
sure.
We can get into how I did that if you'd like.
Yeah, no, I'd love to, because the tagline is the tagline still the saloon that rocks.
That's correct.
I love it.
That is kind of letting folks know that we are still rooted in country. We understand where we came from. We've never let go of that, but we are so much more. We do multiple things now. It could be a tribute night to Billy Joel. It could be a Motown night. It could be a Metallica night. It could be anything. So there isn't many genres we don't touch on. There are a couple that aren't necessarily, they're a little bit more niche. Rather than just strictly country, we do a whole lot more. And we kind of built the room and stage and production for it.
It's awesome.
Looking for a place where there's always something happening? Welcome to the Grays Lake Village Center. Whether you're planning a family outing, a date night, or a fun night out with friends, the Village Center has something for everyone, year-round. Enjoy a fantastic mix of restaurants, unique retail shops, and exciting events that bring the community together. And just steps away, you'll find Central and Gelatin Parks, home of the library, aquatic center, skate park, senior center, and numerous recreational opportunities. Whew, that's a mouthful. So if you're looking for something to do, come explore, dine, shop, and play right here in the heart of Grays Lake. Find out more at grayslakevillagecenter.com. And go check them out on social media and give them a like, give them a follow.
Awesome. You made a lot of changes. Before we talk about how you got into was one of your main things that you wanted to do live music? Like, when did it change for you to say, okay, we need to get some kick-ass bands in here? Did you change the stage, lighting, all that? Did you put all that in?
Yes. Okay. So year over year, we've always added to what we call the production. The way a band sounds matters.
Amen.
The way it looks on stage matters most of the time. And the idea when we built this stage was we built it for national acts, meaning the Jackals, the Great Whites, the Powerman 5000s, the Bret Michaels, who, all have been here. And then I just quickly learned that dealing with this level of talent, while it's fun and pretty cool and somewhat nostalgic, because a lot of these bands are bands that I grew up with idolizing, was really cool. It's just really expensive. It's really risky. And they're a handful to deal with. Oh, sure. And I had a few bad experiences with regard to bands canceling after we sold hundreds of tickets, giving the place a black eye. So, long story short, as we invested in the stage and the production, the lights, and many other things to make these national level bands look good, I kind of, not against national bands, I'll still do it, knowing what I know now, if the money and the timing is right. I think we just had Trickster here last year as the most recent national level act. We've had Kip Winger's solo act. We've had multiple things like that. But yeah, I decided that I was going to give all of the local successful level bands, and there's quite a few. There's so much talent here in Chicagoland, I learned. We're just going to try to give them a national level production every night. So that's where a show is different at Sundance Saloon. You can go see Band X at 10 places in the Chicagoland area, but you want to come see them here because you not only get Band X, but you get Band X and the whole production, and it's a true concert experience.
Yes. Yeah, and if you haven't been here, you need to come here just to see the stage. The production is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We go for that. I mean, and it's different than in a theater, and nothing against theaters, but here you can buy a table and have a reserved seating area, but you also have a place you can go kind of boogie with your significant other. You can mill around the room. You can talk to people. There's, an area where the music isn't so loud, so you can sit and chat. We have a 10,000 square foot beer garden. You can float outside, see what's going on. Obviously not in the wintertime, but yeah, there's a little more movement. We pay close attention to customer service, so you're not spending half your night waiting for a cocktail at the bar. Little nuances like that are different than theater. There's more than beer and wine here. Just pay attention to differentiate ourselves, I guess, is the key.
Well, you've thought about the things, and it's cool because from working in the industry where you said you were a bouncer, you're a bartender, you're a server, like all of these things you've done probably helped a lot in knowing that it's about customer experience, right? From obviously watching a show to being able to get a drink, because there's nothing more a pain in the ass than waiting in line.
Begging someplace to spend your money.
Exactly. I hate one more thing that I hate than anything is missed opportunity, right? I have one more bartender sell twice as many drinks, right? I mean, I'm in theory, right, on the busy nights. Right. So how do you pick these? I like that you do local as well.
Yeah.
So are you the guy that seeks out and finds the bands?
Yes, I book every act that comes through here personally.
Nice.
It's my primary function. My wife, ironically, she's my ex-wife, but we're together. She is my wife. I love her very much. She handles a lot of the day-to-day. She deals with the staff. She is a working owner.
Yep.
Shout out to Angie. Angie, yep. She's hands-on and does, she's really helped put a cherry on top of this operation. Without her, I'm not sure where we would be, but it's definitely improved since Angie has been a full-time part of it.
Yeah, she's
without a doubt.
And like you said, it's funny that it's hard for me to say Bobby without Bobby and Angie.
Yes, right? that has become a term. The bands, they thank us both,
right?
And that's because they know me from booking them over the years, and I built some relationships. But like I said, she's a hands-on working owner. She's behind the bar most nights. She may take a night off here or there to celebrate her birthday or just to have a night off and breathe. But yeah, she's a working owner. She's back there with the girls in the trenches, and she gets to know them, because one of the things we do when the bands play here is we give them a little hospitality tab, so they have to go see one of the bartenders to get a beverage, and they get to know Angie real quick. And like I said, she's super friendly and got a great personality, so
yeah, she's
really easy to talk to.
Yeah, she brings an aspect to the bar here that is very cool, because I think people really feel at home. And you guys, like, the one thing I like about going to a place where people remember you, they remember what you drink, the hospitality that you give to your
there's
customers.
Nobody in the business I've ever seen that can remember people better than Angie. Angie will not only remember your face, 2 years later you can walk in and she'll say, "Hey Tim, Crown and Coke and a Coors Light, and Tim will look at her and go,
right.
Holy crap. You know, she can't remember yesterday, but by God, she remembers that better than anyone I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome.
She's amazing. Yes, she's very, absolute blessing to be together with her doing this together. It really is.
It's really cool to watch you guys work together too.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you're doing the band stuff, you're trying to figure these things out. So how does let's say there's somebody from a local act that's around doing stuff. How does somebody get on Bobby Carlson's radar to play at Sundance?
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Or where do you find them?
You know, I spend a lot of time watching social media, different avenues in social media. I click on a lot of links. I watch a lot of video. You know, ironically enough, when Angie and I aren't working, we're usually somewhere else watching music.
Right. I see that all the time.
Because that's us. I mean, it's different when you are operating an establishment and the music's playing. It's a different perspective as when you go to another establishment and can watch the music, and you're not worried about the business aspect. You're just relaxing and actually enjoying the performance. You know, not that I don't enjoy the performances while I'm here, but it's in a different way.
Yes.
You know, I don't care if somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing. I don't worry about that. You know,
right.
But yeah, I'm constantly on the move. If you've been here when I'm working, people are like, where'd you come from? And I'm like, I'm a 300-pound ninja. I'm like, I move about the room all night long. I talk to, customers and I interact with the bands. And I mean, that's why I say it's odd when people don't see me, because they'll say, well, where's Bobby? Why is he not here? Is he okay? Blah, blah, blah. I went down for a couple weeks with a emergency hernia surgery, and everybody panicked, like, where's Bobby? And I'm like, and Angie was here running the show and taking care of me. It was crazy.
Right.
But, yeah, we're just interactive. I don't know any other way to be. It's natural. It's not rehearsed. It's just us. Like, we show up, we open the doors, and then we treat people like we would want to be treated. And it's totally natural and genuine. So,
yeah. And I think that one thing, too, that with the bands that you bring in, I have friends that have come to, they say they're going to Sundance, that people that would never be exposed here. I think last time my friends ditched me and they came here because you had a Grateful Dead cover band or something.
That was last Saturday.
Was it?
Yeah.
They ditched, and they're like, well, we have to go to Sundance. You're going to Sundance. I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
But then after they came back, the experience that they have here is... It's cool because everybody can enjoy it, right? You're doing all kinds of different genres.
I hope so, yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that band was really good, too. But, yeah, again, not everybody likes the Grateful Dead. Those who do really love it. I like some of it.
Sure.
But whatever,
right.
Hey, Lake County, I know you know a teacher out there that needs to be recognized. I'm Jody Siegmers, former educator, now realtor, and I'm here representing Educators Advantage. We want you to nominate a Teacher of the Month. Click the link in the show notes and nominate your favorite teacher. Make your favorite teacher feel appreciated and give them a shout out.
Something for everybody.
It is something for everybody.
Yeah.
So tell us, too, because I don't like to record anything like with dates on it, because we're recording this in April of 2025. So somebody may listen to this 2 years from now. But like coming up this summer of 2025, anything big planned? I know you have a, what do you call it, the Sundance Fest that opens the outside. Is that right?
Right. So that event started in 2020.
Okay.
Before we had the outdoor patio, I brought a fest-level stage because nobody was doing the fests. Everybody was locked down for whatever reason. I was one of the guys that said, if I shut down for too much longer, we're not going to exist. So we put a fest-level stage out behind the building, and, I don't know, packed 400 or 500 people in back there.
That's awesome.
And called it Sundance Fest. And that was Memorial Day weekend. And we ran it for 2 weekends straight because at the time that was all we were allowed to do per village ordinances. That's all changed. Those who know our story know that we fought for live music every weekend and got it. And all that stuff is just fine right now,
Yeah.
Fortunately, we had to fight for our rights, but once again, we're doing exactly what we say we should be doing, and that seems to be all good.
Absolutely.
But, we're going on, 2020? 1, 2, 3, 4, This will be sixth year. Sixth year for Sundance Fest. And it's just we turned it into the patio opening weekend. Seventh Heaven has kicked it off every year for us.
Nice.
Richie Hofer has been somewhat of a guiding light for me since we were a new club, and become a friend and somebody whose opinion I trust. And of course, he and his band play here frequently and help support a club that is attempting to do things the right way. So he kicks off Sundance Fest. I think that weekend we also have the Pino Farina Band. We have a fantastic Chicago band that weekend with the 13, 14-piece band and the brass section. They're just freaking amazing if you love the music of Chicago. And without looking, that's all that comes to mind. But there's some awesome music. I think there's the Heart to Heartbreaker. The Heart Tribute Band is playing that weekend as well. It's just phenomenal. So.
Wow.
It's just a big spectacle outdoors. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that because, what year the patio went in? What year then?
Well, it started in 2020. Got stymied a little bit by the village. But it was complete and open. We opened it 2021.
Okay, because that was a really cool. I remember watching through social media and coming here, like watching progress on progress.
Yeah,
brick by brick, and it is kick ass out there. Like summertime. Tell us some other things that go on with that, because I really enjoy your Sundays as well.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So once the patio is in full swing. We open at, and this may change for this season, we may open earlier with Bobby's 4 o'clock club. Might be something on the horizon, which means cheap drinks.
All right.
Happy hour on Fridays at 4. Typically we open at 6 on a Friday evening. Bands play from 7 to 10. Outdoors, there is a hard stop at 10 o'clock that we don't have a problem with. It'd be nice to go a little bit later, but we really don't have a problem with that, stopping early. And what we did last year is we modified it and we called it something, I named it Full Tilt Friday. And what Full Tilt Friday is for $5 you can come to Sundance Saloon and you can country line dance indoors, or you can pop outside for half an hour and watch a live band. We've got full bar service indoors and outdoors. It's family friendly. All ages. We do not charge 18 and under, or 18 and under 18. We charge 18 and over $5 to come in, and that's really just a filter. It's there to, obviously it's a business, so we still want folks who are on the premises to buy a few beers or buy a burger or a mott stick or something to help us get a chance to make a profit and keep things going.
Yeah.
And we've learned over the years that if folks won't pay the $5 to get in, they're probably the type of folks that aren't here to spend a whole lot of money anyway.
True.
I realize there's a one-off, and we always get that guy that informs us he would have spent hundreds if we didn't have to pay $5 to get in. I tend to say I don't buy it because if we're going to spend hundreds, $5 doesn't stop you. So anyway, it's $5. It's all ages, family friendly. We tell the bands it's family friendly. We, rock and roll is rock and roll, and sometimes there's some terse language in there, but we tell them to stay away from that.
Yeah.
Because at any given time there could be children, and there are quite a few. We've had the baseball team stop after their games. That's the coolest thing. Or on a Sunday afternoon, I've got a big band with a horn section playing, and the parents and the families come out, and I look outside the gates and I see kids playing flag football in my driveway, and Mom and Dad are right there on the other side of the fence, where they can see each other, and they're enjoying a beverage and watching a band playing music from a time that they liked, and it's just it's a vibe that we went after and we've achieved, and it's a different vibe if you've ever been in somebody's beer garden.
Yep.
Or I don't even like to call it beer garden. We just call it the patio.
Right.
So it's just something we went after, and I think we've got there.
It is really cool. I brought my kids there a couple times last summer, and they just wanted to come and they wanted to have a burger and stuff and hang out.
Right.
And had some appetizers. I sat back and had a cold beer and listened to a good band play.
Right.
And where are you
just
getting
chill.
that here, right?
Yeah, I don't know of any place, but
You've done the things right to be very inviting and for people to come, right? Whether it's family friendly, whether it's country Wednesdays, which, hey, if you country line dance or even enjoy country music, Wednesdays here and Fridays here are awesome. I can't believe that there's still that. And the line dancers themselves is its own form of entertainment just to sit back and watch.
100%. Mostly good.
For the most, because I'm not dancing,
yeah,
right? And it works out really well.
Coming up on 10 years I've been here, and the only line dance I can do is the electric slide.
All right.
And I didn't know that was a line dance.
But you knew that before you came here.
Yes.
Yes. Probably.
They'll say, "Why don't you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know."